Krugersdorp Aeromodelers Club in the 1950s held control line speed records and had national wins in control line stunt. The late 1950s showed a decline in membership, and only a few members were flying occasionally in the 60s. These members, Dick Bullen, Phil Benet, Tony Tashner and Hayden Stanley, formed the WRAC. Flying was mostly free flight in those days. On the left is Hayden's big free flight biplane, 7-foot 6-inch wingspan, and on the right Dick's duration contest model, and in the background the front end of Dick's Riley. The big biplane off on a flight, driven by a 16-inch propeller and a Forster 99 ignition engine. Mostly hand launches, of course. You just went out and flew in the veld. This was at a meeting in Pretoria, or outside Pretoria, with Phil's back in the foreground. You can see the old-fashioned type motor cars. When we flew in the 1949 Nationals, east of Johannesburg, near the gin factory, this is what the flying field looked like early in the morning. We were the first ones there. The very big set of wings in the back window was Jack Gregg's Ghoul, with fuselages at the top, a 9-foot wingspan. This was the inside of the rondable that we slept in at the Nationals. My diesel with the Mills 2.4 on the left, the Ghoul wing standing up, and the primer stove for making tea in the foreground. Out in the veld doing some flying, Dick on the left, Myrna, Phil on the ground working, Tony sitting by the car there, and Myrna's sister Diane holding my little biplane on the right. One of the ways of getting warps out of the tailplane was to breathe on it and to twist. It rather looks like Jack's going to take a bite out of the stabilizer. It was at the Nationals being held at Isando that Jack Gregg's 9-foot Ghoul, powered by an Anderson Spitfire, unable to climb due to a loose spark plug, decided to pursue a crowd of spectators standing around the large tripod-mounted RC transmitter. The crowd, hearing the roar of the approaching engine, looked round and saw this monster model approaching at about 6 feet. There was a moment's indecision, then they split into two groups, one heading east and the other west, leaving the RC equipment unmanned. However, after a bit of wing waggling, Ghoul turned and chased the mob heading west. Eventually, the engine stopped and Ghoul made a safe landing in front of the retreating spectators. This is another view of the Ghoul just being launched. This was the radio-controlled setup. This is the transmitter with its tall aerial, and of course everything was done with valves then. There weren't any transistorized radios. From the left, Jack, Hayden and Tony. The picture was taken by Phil. It's amazing to think that models like this were flown free flight. Somebody's crashed behind the motor cars. My little biplane on the left had the 1cc EDB diesel in it, and that's Dick's biplane on the right. Another view of my big biplane, and a view of it flying away into the distance. No radio then, you had to go and fetch it. This is the Nationals in 1954 at Kwaggapoort near Pretoria. That's Jack in his usual dirty overalls, the control tent in the background. We flew rubber-powered models as well. Anything with wings, in fact. The control line section of the Nationals was held at Stoic Park, and this is Phil with his record busting jet job. A closer view of Phil's jet model.